Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are back with another one of these patterns I put together because, well, we saw a pattern that had a similar feature, and then this all became me messing around with it. So I don't have a pattern number for you because I've already forgotten which was the one that started this off. But that's okay. This pattern is super easy. It's available over on my website, by the way, in case you need to actually look at the paper to see how it's going. But I suspect that you won't have to actually look at the pattern very long, because each of the two colors, in this case a blue and a red, they keep repeatedly make a little S shape. And that because of the way that they make the S shape, it turns out looking like, well, like DNA, really. It's incredibly easy to do, provided you can do the zigzag knots. The one that goes to the left and then right, or the one that goes to the right and then left. But you only have to do those a few times. It's just at the corners. That's it. The rest of it is just a straight left knot or a right knot. Now, in my case, I did, coming from the left-hand side, I did right knots to bring it in, and on the right-hand side, I did the left knots to come inwards. And I did that consistently through the whole bracelet, which I think kind of gives it a real nice, even look. So yeah, this is, if you're just kind of wanting to try to do the zigzag knots, the two that are, you know, inherently a little bit more difficult, this might be the perfect one to kind of test yourself out on it and to see how it goes, because it doesn't do it a lot of times, and it's not as likely to affect the outer shape of things. Like on a more difficult bracelet where there's lots of zigzag knots, the bracelet can get kind of wonky until you kind of master the whole getting the tension right and working that out. I think this one is a good practice one because it doesn't happen that frequently, and you can, you know, use just regular plain knots to get through the bulk of it. So that's kind of cool. I love this pattern a lot. The only thing that might have slowed me down a bit was trying to figure out like how make it as long as what the pattern was I allotted for myself, because I wanted to see like the length of the strings. After all, it was all put together, and to give it a fair assessment, I have to do as much as what the template gave me. And so yeah, there was a few times of counting and recounting. Yeah, I can't hold the number in my head and then do some work and still have that number. It just does not happen. I don't know why. I have no explanation for it. It could be ADHD. It could be, I don't know. Had a really high fever when I was a kid. Could blame it on that. I have no idea. But I can't hold a number and work. It just doesn't work. I have a clicker. It's actually within reach. I have a little clicker thing. I could have used it. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't think of it. But that works. That holds the number, and then I can just click it. But then I never trust myself. I always am afraid that I messed that up. So, anyways, there's no way of telling where the halfway point is. So I'm just going to get this over with and thank my YouTube members for making this possible. I got some more ideas for possible other configurations of this pattern. So yeah, we'll try some more versions, and it just means using up a lot more string, and these guys help make that possible. Honestly, going into this, I kind of had a feeling of what the bracelet would be like to make, but to actually do it, to actually have that experience, that really comes from you guys helping me to try it out and then share with you guys the results. And honestly, this pattern, it's so easy, And you can watch, like I have a whole system down, how it just kind of segments out the right side, bring the stitch across, do the left side. It's all becomes real easy once you kind of figure out what you need to do, I guess. Because starting out, I guess I probably didn't know what I was going to do. Well, like I figured out a couple bracelets back, and I'm just using that same method now, I guess, is how that works out. But it's still, there's that whole process of figuring out what you're going to do. And yeah, did you see me just do the counting? Yeah. Working it out, seeing how it's going to happen. Honestly, this one, if I wanted to do something long, like say like a ukulele strap or something, this would be a great pattern for it, because it's you don't have to keep track of things. You don't have to look at the pattern. It keeps repeating kind of endlessly. Yes, the blue and the red strings are going to get used up a lot faster, but that's okay. You can replace them as needed as you're going along. You'd have a nice little strap. I don't know how long a ukulele strap is though, because I know everybody plays them up really high, like on chest level, as opposed to down low like a guitar. But yeah, so like, or an anklet. Maybe you want to do something a little bit longer, go like an anklet thing. You just would have to have long blue and red strings, because even with cutting them in thirds like I do, my tassels aren't too short, but they are a little bit shorter than normal, and that was as long as I could make it with the strings that I used. So there is that. If you're going to go a little bit longer, you're going to need those strings to be longer. Personally, anything longer than a third of a skein for a string is kind of hard on my shoulder, so I tend to not do that. I mean, it's very seldom that I would ever even consider doing, you know, anklets or anything longer. And if I did, I would probably use something that was a little bit more balanced out with colors. But yeah, it's just a really nice pattern that's just easy to repeat and easy to do. And yeah, I really like it. I like the end result. I think it's really kind of got a classy kind of look. Kind of looks like there's a designer brand. I don't know which one, but there's a designer brand that it sort of reminds me of. Whose color is it? Well, red, white, and blue. I don't know, kind of a grayish red and blue. Might be Tommy Hilfiger. It has that sort of a color scheme to it. Whatever, it turned out really cool. And hopefully I've inspired you guys to give it a shot. It's a fun bracelet. And you can see in the video, like, that blue string is already way short. So I'm probably near the end, just based on that alone. Like, it really looks like it's getting down there. So yeah, well, I guess thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.